Hello, happy Wednesday. Good morning to some of you. Good afternoon to the rest. My name is Josh Blessing. I'm a sales director here at RHONDOS, and I'm joined today by Brian Bates and Andrew Yetter from our solution engineering team and our marketing team here at RHONDOS. Today, we're excited to take you all through some, tips and tricks that we've learned as being market leaders in the SAP monitoring and security space around S/4HANA migrations. And with that, I'll kind of take you through what the agenda is planned for today. So very briefly, want to make sure everybody who isn't already aware the opportunity to understand who RHONDOS is and why this is worth your time to listen to and gain some insight from. Then we'll go ahead and pass it off to Brian, who'll be leading us through the majority of the conversation, taking us through current trends in the S/4HANA space, some specific use cases we think are very important for consideration, and then what happens after you're done with the S4 migration. Some things to consider there, and any potential next steps and actions you can take on your end. So, with that, let's talk a little bit about RHONDOS. So, a quick overview of who RHONDOS is for those of you who don't know. We were founded and have been in business for over 5 years now. RHONDOS has worked with and continues to work with some of the largest and most complex SAP organizations in the world. The reason these organizations originally chose to partner with and continue to partner with RHONDOS is because of the unique combination of technology and expertise we bring to the table. On the technology front, RHONDOS is the preferred distributor of the SAP Power Connect solution in North America and is one of the only organizations in the world with certified expert consultants in both SAP and Splunk. Organizations that partner with RHONDOS have consistently shown drastic decreases in SAP monitoring costs, mean time to resolution, and root cause analysis of SAP performance issues, while also experiencing significant improvements in their security and compliance positions. In fact, their successes in these areas led many of them to speak publicly about their experiences, and they continue to rely on RHONDOS to help them navigate the ever-changing SAP landscapes. Speaking of change, I'd like to hand the discussion over to Brian, our Director of Solutions Engineering, to take us through the significant change that many SAP orgs have been focused on, which is S/4HANA. Before that, there's a little poll that came up on your screen. If you wouldn't mind, just respond to that poll. Kind of gives us a better basis on where everyone's at, and will help us kind of understand how to direct the conversation moving forward. So with that, Brian, take it away, man.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Josh. Getting some pretty good responses so far. Thanks for participating in the poll here. Interesting, some pretty interesting results, a couple of no's. Very cool. Yeah, how about that? That's pretty wild. No one's migrating or undergoing migration now, but near term, and then some no's. Very interesting. So let's kick it off here, go through some current trends when it comes to S/4HANA migrations. Our friends over at Basis Technologies wrote an excellent blog post just a few months ago covering the true state of S/4HANA in 2023. David Lees, he's the CTO of Basis Technologies. He says that at current rates, only 31% of ECC customers will be fully live on S/4HANA by the end of 2027, that current deadline established by SAP. Sure, SAP's already bumped that deadline back a couple of times. However, we know that these migrations are probably going to have to occur. And so we have to ask ourselves, why is it taking so long? Some folks, I don't know if you noticed, but some folks over in DSUG over in Europe, they've voiced their concerns over feature parity between the on-prem and cloud versions of S4. And even some of the early adopters are currently missing out on the new generative AI implementations as SAP chooses to focus exclusively on S/4HANA Cloud for the latest technology integrations. And so we're just looking at these numbers on this chart here today, and we're seeing that 86% of existing ECC customers are not yet licensed or not yet live on S4HANA. And that leads me to believe that there are many, many root causes, and probably the distribution of problems has a really long tail. So I'm not at all surprised to see some no's with our poll question today. SAP Insider published this about a year or so ago, and it's defining the top drivers for those migrating to S4. And a majority are not migrating because of the end of the maintenance period. In fact, 45% of customers migrating are using the opportunity to re-engineer processes to better fit operation needs or to correct poor processes configurations from a previous implementation. So when I think about what that really means is that the scope of the migration has just expanded exponentially with stakeholders spanning the whole enterprise. To re-engineer business processes, a heavy amount of data analytics is required to identify bottlenecks, inefficiencies, and tech debt, which may be causing performance impacts. The root cause of most conversion problems in S4HANA projects can often be attributed to inadequate project planning rather than technical issues. Many project planners fail to comprehensively outline all of the sequential tasks and inaccurately estimate the time and effort required for system conversion. To ensure a successful conversion, consultants involved in the project, they need to possess a clear understanding of both the source and the target systems, their architectures, and possess the experience in utilizing conversion tools and monitoring tools. So let's jump into the critical use cases for S4HANA migration monitoring with SAP Power Connect and with Splunk. When migrating to S4HANA, maintaining system stability and reliability is critical. By monitoring the migration process, organizations can identify and address issues promptly, ensuring a stable environment for business operations. It helps detect errors, inconsistencies, or performance bottlenecks that might impact system functionality. Monitoring ensures that all elements such as interfaces, batch jobs, data migration are all functioning correctly. It provides real-time visibility into system performance, allowing timely interventions and ensuring a seamless transition as much as possible. Core to this solution is the ability of Splunk to bring all machine data together in one place. You see, Splunk can ingest data of any type, of any size, at any scale, and in real time, without complex schema requirements. Send the data in as is, and the powerful Splunk search engine employs schema on the fly, allowing you to determine that schema at search time. So all data, whether it be logs, metrics, events, or traces from any machine or business process across the entire enterprise, can be brought into Splunk and monitored and then correlated in real time. So this is a scenario our customers love to see, and it's a great primer to the understanding the power of the correlation search engine. This dashboard here is a single pane of glass that represents two landscapes, one legacy hosted on-prem and a modern S4HANA application stack hosted on AWS. Key metrics are identified to establish a paired comparison of performance so that as more functions, interfaces, and processes are brought into S4HANA, the details critical to business operations, they're not missed in all that project confusion. It really levels the playing field across the functional areas and accelerates time to respond and time to resolve. SAP Power Connect is also foundational to the solution because it extracts the core technical monitoring, logs, metrics, and transaction data directly from the application server layer and securely sends that data to a platform like Splunk. This enables a single heads-up display like this one of core basis health check items across all systems in the landscape, making it straightforward to drill into performance issues when they arise. Intuitive graphic design and analytics layouts are also made powerful by the ability to quickly change the time range for the assessment. If you need to verify the system health for last week or last month or even last year, it's a simple click of the time range changes the search profile for that index data, and it efficiently populates the health scores from all of that raw high fidelity data stored in Splunk. The logical flow for SAP transports from release to import typically follows a series of steps to ensure proper management and control of the transport process. A general overview of this logical flow runs from like a dev and test to a transport request creation, then a release, followed by an import into a quality assurance system where the QA team performs a thorough validation. We love our QA team. Once QA approves and releases the transport, an import is done into the production system, and it's usually followed by some post-import activities such as system checks, activation, and regression analysis. One of the problems we've seen is that missed, forgotten, or orphaned transports can occur during a migration, especially for large enterprises with dozens and hundreds of developers migrating massive business processes. So SAP Power Connect taps into the STMS events to provide a visibility into the import queue, transport, import, export status, and the logs of what occurred. And some of these potential use cases on that data include creating automated alerts on transport conditions, quickly searching across all tiers, whether it be dev, QA, pre-prod, prod, for errors, logs, or dashboards displaying queues and the progress. However, our favorite solutions using Splunk is when we map the data sets across other data silos within this single platform. We can perform cross-correlation of the transport status with the system performance, but also compare prod outcomes with QA and dev historical behaviors. Or like this dashboard, we can configure conditional awareness of transport flows within a particular landscape, alerting on potential situations where a transport may have been lost, forgotten, or orphaned, including details such as when it was last changed, who did it, and then what the target system was. And this data enables customers to build flow maps of their entire landscape to specifically track transports during the migration and of course after. Migrating to S/4HANA provides an opportunity to optimize performance and enhance user experience. Monitoring the migration enables organizations to identify performance gaps, fine-tune configurations, and optimize system resources. By doing so, they can unlock the full potential of S/4HANA, delivering faster response times and improved user satisfaction. Monitoring also ensures that custom developments and enhancements function as intended after the migration. It allows for thorough testing and validation, ensuring that the migrated system delivers the expected performance and meets business requirements. As an opportunity to take a Fiori-first approach to front-end application development and end-user experience, we gather both front-end and back-end performance data and error logs to produce rich troubleshooting capabilities. Intelligently search across a history of granular data sets using the time filters and SAP system filters to troubleshoot and compare application performance, geographical nuances, and response times, all down to a service level and individual user. When an application doesn't look like it's running right, simply click on these drill downs, and a deep analysis focuses in on every interaction with that service during that given interval. Details are provided in a sortable table so you can narrow the focus on the longest response times, and the experience data, which is split by username, total network time, the processing time of the client, the navigation time, all summarized in an end-to-end duration. You even have additional triage details, such as the client operating system, network protocol that was used, what network device, how many round trips were required for that request, the bidirectional data flows, and the memory consumed by the client to perform that job. SAP BPM, or Business Process Management, is a comprehensive set of tools, methodologies, and technologies offered by SAP to manage and optimize business processes within an organization. It aims to streamline and improve business operations by providing a systematic approach to designing, modeling, executing, monitoring, and optimizing processes. Once the business processes are modeled, BPM enables the execution of those processes in a controlled and automated manner. It provides a runtime environment where process instances are created and executed according to the predefined process models. SAP Power Connect provides real-time visibility into process execution through monitoring dashboards and reports. It allows users to track the progress of individual process instances, key performance indicators, and identify bottlenecks or process inefficiencies. This new relationship correlation framework is extensible and supports continuous process improvement by analyzing process performance data and identifying areas for optimization. It allows users to simulate and model what-if scenarios to evaluate the impact of process changes before implementing them. SAP Power Connect fosters collaboration among process stakeholders by providing a platform for capturing and managing process-related documents, communication, and even feedback through various third-party integrations. It facilitates collaboration between business owners, the process owners, and the IT teams during the process design, execution, and improvement phases. We also have a wide variety of additional use cases for migration success, such as comprehensive HANA monitoring and alerting, many configuration checks, expensive statement evaluations and tracing. And one of the most requested solutions is now part of the out-of-the-box feature set, which is the HANA Backup Overview Analysis, where you can automate the monitoring of your critical backups for that new database. During the migration, quickly identify large table growth by the total memory size, highest record count, highest read-write count, or split use case by the column table, row table, or disk size. There's no reason to leave the Splunk GUI to perform the analysis, correlate with other data, or triage down into the raw event details. And speaking of raw event details, all of the statistical performance from the transactions through the STAD and stats extractors are brought right into Splunk. And that brings the ability to trend and perform regression analysis on common indicators, such as the overall response time, ABAP time by user or program, web and RFC process, dialogue user activity, database time by programs, users across the landscape. And again, all of this data is in a platform that can correlate across the enterprise, any data from any machine or business process. But that gets you through the migration. What about after? Does this solution actually extend? You know, we're just scratching the surface with the data extraction capabilities of SAP Power Connect. Currently, we have over 250 data extractors out of the box, representing over 10,000 key value pairs. That includes details like SM20 audit logs, authorizations, roles, parameters, RS user 200, AL08, all of the details that you would want to drive the securing and observing your SAP landscape is available through SAP Power Connect. In addition, the technology's framework is entirely extensible to nearly any use case, and we bring dozens of new extractors to the market each year with 3 to 4 updates every 12 months. Our customer advisory board drives new innovations and feature recommendations directly back to the product teams. The software also includes an onboard table reader, allowing you to develop your own data pipelines from the black box of SAP into big data platforms like Splunk. We know ERP systems are highly customized, so our solution molds to the customizations in place today, but then also that re-engineering to take place in the future. But let's not forget about Solution Manager. As with ECC, there are plans by SAP to also end support for the popular technical monitor at the end of 2027. As part of the S/4HANA migration projects, customers need to consider what they will replace change management and technical monitoring capabilities with. SAP offers Cloud ALM, however, it doesn't yet offer nearly as much functionality as Solution Manager. With those in their migration plan already considering a third-party change management tool, these customers come to us to help identify how SAP Power Connect can replace technical and business monitoring. With a platform like Splunk, we have successfully replaced Solution Manager as the monitoring tool in Fortune 500 landscapes across North America, and provide an SAP observability maturity model to align with CIO roadmaps using automation as a strategic advantage. Technical monitoring is only sufficient in modern implementations when the impacts are also tied to the business performance. And with Splunk and IT Service Intelligence, we enable the enterprise to not just predict system performance degradation, but also predict the impact to the business value stream itself. Advanced automation and integration capabilities mean intelligent and systematic triage can be started before human intervention is required. Here at RHONDOS, we're a fully accredited Splunk and SAP practice. Our company was founded with the sole purpose to be the foremost experts in modern SAP data observability and search. And we've created an entirely new segment of Splunk competency by taking the most advanced and extensible real-time SAP data model, using Power Connect, and creating solutions and products on the Data to Everything platform. In addition to being the premier implementation shop for Power Connect, our consulting firm routinely implements Splunk Core, premium offerings such as IT Service Intelligence for SAP solutions, enterprise security, Phantom, and Splunk UBA. We're also well-versed in the machine learning toolkit, deep learning toolkit, and we have Splunk Cloud certification. So we're also the partner to help you migrate and manage those cloud workloads. We also maintain a host of partnerships with and accreditations through the major cloud platforms to perform lift and shifts for our customers, as well as integrating data analytics into complex service architectures, enabling visibility entirely end-to-end. We do have several methods for delivering service, and these are usually depend on our customers' strategic goals and timelines. Getting Power Connect online with a standard turnkey use case is made very simple through a productized white glove service known as Quick Starts. And this is the most common method for those beginning their SAP to Splunk journey. You get flexible time up front to get the software promoted into production, and that's followed by a 2-week synchronous professional services, after which your team is outfitted with real-time monitoring and search for common use cases. For specific and business complex challenges, such as service monitoring and alerting with full-time, real-time message level observability, we would typically scope this work out in an SOW comprising of 4 to 12 weeks of professional services with a blended level of effort from specialists depending on your specific challenges. You would see several consultants and engineers working alongside your team to operationalize these specific use cases. And of course, with our larger clientele and enterprise customers, we enter into a staff augmentation agreement lasting months or even years, establishing an entire new standard for enterprise monitoring and a Power Connect Center of Excellence. But many customers don't need 40 hours delivered straight in one calendar week. In fact, it is generally less effective for both organizations. So getting the right stakeholders on a kickoff call, that's critical to set the professional services in motion for the remainder of the time. That can be a terrible blocker for getting the value, especially when bookings are several months out. Maybe this is the only week until the end of the quarter. The RHONDOS On Demand offers the check, double check process flow that our customers love, consuming a few hours, then pausing PS work until the SAP team is ready to move. Tends to be a little bit more manageable for the smaller, but still important items like optimizing search, alert policy management, extractor tuning, health checks, and administration tasks. So is your Splunk guru on holiday, or do you need ad hoc help with your Splunk cloud task? Just give us a call. We don't need a statement of work or procurement process. Just send us the request, we'll deliver the hours. That was a lot of information in a short period of time. So what are the actions that you can take out of this webinar today? For more details and additional research, you should check out our blog by our own Jitendra Panenti. He's an exceptional ABAPer with over 20 years of experience in SAP and Splunk. And his article takes you through HANA system replication monitoring the Splunk way. It's a fantastic read, highly recommended. You can also refer to our friends at Basis Technologies and their blog post going into detail on the state of S/4HANA in 2023. Listen, RHONDOS is at the forefront of this generative AI wave. We created the first enterprise-grade OpenAI integration with Splunk, allowing you to interact with the large language model directly from the Splunk search bar. So you should check out our latest article covering an example where we prototyped SAP Business Technology Platform integrated with OpenAI, developed by us, and then how you should use Splunk to monitor your enterprise's entry into and adoption of generative AI in your business workflows. We'll also be at Splunk's annual conference this year in Las Vegas, so come see us at booth G208. We have several customers presenting at Conf. They're using Power Connect in production today and have been for several years. I encourage you to go check out those sessions. And of course, if you want to talk to me, Josh, Andrew, or any of our team, you can book a demo on our website or reach out to us directly. You can get us at info@rondos.com, hit us up on LinkedIn. It was great speaking to you all today. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday.